The perfect retirement plan. All right, so working with a guy this morning. Dude, it's just freaking fantastic. Anyway, the guy's got mortgage, got 2 car loans, kind of shown the door a year and a half ago in an amicable resolution, frankly, or resolution, but company got bought out by venture capital. They paid him to leave and never come back amicably. He said, I'll take that. So got a bunch of money sitting in cash anyway, like 170. All right, he's up in upstate New York, we'll just say. And I think he's got it between he and his wife, 1.1 million total. Predominantly growth-oriented funds. Like the wife has a Growth Fund of America, heavy presence in the Growth Fund of America with American funds. And I like American funds, and I like Growth Fund of America. My man's got Fidelity Balanced, a couple other Fidelity funds that are more not quite as aggressive. I can't remember exactly the breakdown, but anyway. And he'll be able to take his pension. He can annuitize as a pension, or he can roll it over, and that'll be about $132,000 at the end of this year if he wants to roll it over. All right. So he's running the software. He's coming up bad, and I go in the software. I can see a couple reasons why it's bad. One, he had his term insurance was the death benefit was the annual premium, so we had to change that, and that changed things pretty significantly, but he's still under 50% probability of success. Well, one of the reasons why is because it had him still living in New York and carrying a debt on his house in Florida. And he says, come 2024, we're moving to our home in Florida. We're not carrying that house in New York. So we had to go adjust that, put that in there. And now he's fine, because he's basically selling his home in New York, gonna pay off the mortgage for everything, pay off all the debt, and still walk away $150,000 of cash. So when all's said and done, he's gonna have $300,000 of cash. They're still spending. I think he said $6,900 a month all in, plus he wants to spend another $20,000 a year on vacation. And he's got a small pension, $8,700 a year, excuse me. And that 132 he could take as a pension or rollover. We decided it's the best to roll it over. And the reason for that is simple, is because the pension payout was going to give him a 5.2% distribution yield, which in of itself isn't bad. And generally, I'd say probably take that. There's no cost of living adjustment though. And I think that, I can't remember, did that include the survivor benefit? I just can't remember. Maybe a 50% survivor benefit. So like, if you didn't have the cash, I'd say go ahead and take the pension. But you do have the cash, so we can afford to take those proceeds. All right, so here's the portfolio. When he and his wife go down to Florida to get in better shape, get that vitamin D, and freaking hang out. What they're gonna do, they're gonna have $300,000 in cash total. The sale of the house, plus the money he got paid to leave his job. All right? They're gonna have 1.1 million in investments, deferred accounts. 1.1. What they're gonna do is I told him to tell his wife to look at the Income Fund of America as opposed to the Growth Fund of America. Just diversify that a little bit away from growth and a little bit more conservative. Income Fund America is certainly more conservative than the Growth Fund of America. Point 3, he's got Fidelity Balanced Fund, which you know I love, and he's at Fidelity, and he's going to roll that 132 over to Fidelity Balanced Fund. So essentially, when all is said and done, he's going to have $700,000, give or take, in stocks through Income Fund of America and Fidelity Balanced Fund. $400,000, give or take, in bonds, and $300,000 in cash. You can't shake a stick at that, man. Probably going to take Social Security early. Longevity isn't his friend. All right, so he's probably going to take Social Security early. He's not pulling the trigger yet, but we have him planning on taking it at 63 or 64, but before even 65. We're budgeting $18,000 a year pre-Medicare for health care and the $20,000 a year vacay. So I'm going through the numbers with him. No Roth conversions. Because we're going through the numbers, man. Not only is he not running out of money, because he's got no debt. He's got no flipping debt. So not only is he not running out of money, he's leaving well over 1.3 million downstream, which doesn't include his house. And that's too much to leave. So what's happening here is he's going to live off his cash until he runs out of cash. You know, it's the perfect barbell. So he said, all right, we start the year. You know, we got $300,000 in cash. We got 1.1 in investments. We need, totally about $100,000 a year to live on, give or take, of which you take Social Security early. Social Security pays 53 of that, or maybe more, I can't remember. I got 53 on the mind, I don't remember why, but let's just say half. So you need $50,000 from your portfolio. All right. So you start the year, 300, 1.1. You end the year with 250 because you spent that first year of cash, the first year of retirement from cash because you took Social Security, it's 50,000. You need 100,000. You take the other 50,000 from cash. You wake up 1 January of the following year, 250 in cash. That 1.1 is up or down. If it's up, you take it from the 1.1. If it's down, you take it from the cash. So he ran the numbers tax-wise and stuff. That guy's doing great, man. Why? Because the best tax move you can make is to move to Florida. Save a boatload on property taxes, obviously no income tax. It's just the best move. I'm talking to these other people the day before from New Jersey, and they're moving to the villages. Everybody moves to the villages. These guys today weren't. Roth conversions, nope. The best Roth conversion you can do is moving to Florida. Don't pay Murphy a penny. Ironically, they weren't even going to pay that much in income taxes anyway. If your income is under $100,000 in New Jersey and you're retired, it's pretty tax favorable. It is. Property taxes, no. Regulation's horrible. I mean, get the hell out. But again, you don't need to flee New Jersey because of income taxes, especially if your income is lower than $100,000. But be it as it may, you're still going to save, $20,000 by moving from New Jersey to Florida on income tax. Never mind, the property tax is going to save too. Never mind just the quality of life. The guys today, they're in New York. They're going to save a boatload of money from moving to Florida because New York isn't quite as favorable as New Jersey, believe it or not, when it comes to retirement income taxes. Now, it's not going to be the six figures, but the issue is, they're going to be spending at most $50,000 a year from the portfolio until they're 72. And then who knows what the RMDs are going to be. $50,000 of Social Security, that's at most. And again, if you understand how provisional income works, $50,000 divided by 2 is $25,000. Add that to your $50,000 of IRA distributions. All right. First $34,000 is not subject to tax. The next $9,000 is 50% of that subject to tax. So 85%, and there's no way you can understand how I'm doing this, but I've done it so many times I can do it in my head. So of that $75,000 provisional income, only $29,000 is taxed at 0.85. 34 to 40, 30. 12,000 is taxed at $6,000. So let's just say it's 85. I don't know. Basically, of his $50,000, only half of that of Social Security, only half of that is being subject to taxation, if that makes sense. So he's got to pay tax So his AGI is basically, he's got $100,000 of income. Half his Social Security is subject to taxation, and all of his IRA. So his AGI is $75,000. All right? Gets to Florida. He has a standard deduction of $29,000. I'm just going to say 30 because I can't do that math in my head. So his AGI is 75 minus a 30,000 standard deduction. All right, so his taxable income is $45,000. Still in what bracket? Yes, right, the 12% tax bracket. Any long-term capital gains, any qualified dividends, all tax-free, baby, because he's still in the 12% tax bracket. All right, so now 10% tax bracket is from 0 to, I think it's 20,000 if you're married. So he pays $2,000 on the first $20,000 of income. He pays 12% on the next, what we say his AGI was. No, I can't remember. He pays 12% on the next 20, just for simplicity. That's $2,400. So he has a $6,400 tax on $100,000 of income. Not too shabby. Less than his FICA, which is 6.25, if you know what I'm saying. But then his wife's got FICA too. All right. So $100,000 nets him $94,000, and he is perfect. That's if he has to take money from his IRA. If he just lives off his cash, tax-free, baby. Social Security. There's no provisional income. It's $25,000. All right. Is your provisional income? The first $32,000 is tax-free, so we can stop right there. So he's living off $100,000 and no taxes whatsoever. Now people are saying, well, should he do Roth conversions? Nah, I don't think so. We ran the numbers. Should do Roth conversions. No reason to pay more tax up front. For this guy, it might be for you. Because what happens when he pays more taxes up front, we did, instead of doing Roth conversions, we just had him spending down, deferring Social Security and spending down his IRAs on the front end of his retirement. He'd pay about, $60,000 of taxes between now and I think his full retirement age. That's what it was. And it's too long to recoup that taxes to get that money back. So basically, he'll lose money in that because he pays the taxes up front. He doesn't have enough time for his portfolio to grow to recoup the taxes he paid on the front end. That's not the case for everybody. It's not. Everyone's situation is different. Point being, though, in this case, take Social Security early, live off your cash. If the market's down, live off the market it's up. Never look back. That's a great portfolio. Still had him with significant risk. Had him with a downside risk worse than 2008, worse than 1932, or the 31. One of those years. So the likelihood of that kind of downside risk happening, not very high, but even then he's still got flying with shine. He's still, coming in with bells and whistles on. Which reminds me of a good song I should sing right now to you guys from the Tossers. Tell me, Ma, when I get home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Comb my hair, stole my comb. That's all right, it's till I get home. She is fancy, she is pretty, she's a belle of Bedford City. That's all I can sing about it. That's some serious singing. I should be in front of a band singing like the guy from Boston. Remember that guy? Jeez Louise and blue cheese. Apparently that guy killed himself, I think. And apparently he was a wonderful man. Sounded like he had those depression demons following him, though. Sucks, dude. I was watching a video. Some guy posted a comment. He said he was doing some marathon or something like that, some 5K in New Hampshire. And they're lined up in line. And apparently this dude comes out. He's talked to him a little bit. He wasn't participating. He was just like a neighbor of the house where it's lined up by. He goes, wait, are you the guy from Boston, whatever his name was? He goes, yeah. He goes, oh, man. And I guess the guy said, you don't have anything to drink? Water? And the guy put the comment, said, nah. He goes, oh, let me go get you something. So the singer from Boston went into his house, brought him back some water to hydrate. before the race started. What a guy. God bless you, guy. Whatever your name was, I forgot. I want to say Steven something, but that's Stephen Perry from Journey. I don't think it's that. But anyway, God bless you, guy. Sorry about the demons that haunted you. It just kills me. Where am I going? I go over here. Anyway, God bless, my friend. See ya.